All right, guys, welcome to episode 105 of the Drag Drive Repeat show presented by Summit Racing. Tonight's racers and high performance enthusiasts ready to start your next engine build? If so, there's no better time than now to check out Molly Motorsports all-in-one power pack piston kits. With over 1,200 applications, these kits come complete with pistons, rings, wrist pins, and clips designed to work together. Molly Motorsports power pack pistons kits take out all the guesswork. No more trying to determine if a piston will need this ring to work with a certain cylinder size. Molly Motorsport did all the engineering so you can get to the part that matters, building a power plant that leads to victory lane. Visit mollymotorsport.com for more details. And for our podcast listeners, Molly is spelled Mahle. All right, so I want to tell a fun story as we bring in Ryan and Jake. So Ryan and I have known each other for, dude, it's been a hot minute.
Dude, yeah, it's like, I guess, what, 5 years now? Maybe?
Man, at least. So back before Drag Drive Repeat was ever even a thought, Ryan and I were, working on how do you build a YouTube channel, man? How do cool car guys show their stuff off? And that's really where we met. Oh, dude, bro. So got to hang out quite a bit, talk through Messenger and phone calls and all that kind of stuff. One time I had Ryan and who's Bad Tree Productions? What's that dude's name? Blake. I had those two guys on the Narcoleptic podcast. I leave. Those guys stayed out for 3 hours afterwards.
And we've been friends ever since. Like he's come down from Iowa and stayed at my house. We went racing together. Awesome.
Yeah. Great community, man. If you guys don't know, the small YouTuber community is some of the tightest knit folks that you can be out there for sure. Mm-hmm. So, well, guys, give us a minute here. Tell us who you are, what you got going on, and then we're going to get into some pictures about the truck and kind of the story and all of that.
Tell them who you are.
Well, I'm Jake. I'm Ryan's son, and I have an S10 that we're going to take on Rocky Mountain Race Week here in a couple weeks. I bought it when I was 9. I saved up my money and we went to Oklahoma and we bought it and brought it back down here. And we've had it for about 4 years and we haven't really worked on it up until a few months ago. So it's been a mad thrash to get it done.
Yeah, nothing like a deadline.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like it.
Well, in my defense, okay. So when he bought the truck, the deal was he wanted to buy, he's going to buy the truck with his money, and he'd saved up a bunch of money, and we worked the deal, or he worked the deal. I didn't work the deal. We made a video about it. It was actually pretty awesome. He was over there working the guy over and jewing him down on it. And anyway, long story short, he's been saving his money, and he bought the transmission and saved up to build the engine, and it kind of got to a stopping point in October because he's kind of run out of funds, and so we had totally planned on doing race week in my truck because he had already had seat time in it. He was comfortable with it. It was slow, and then we go out. We made a couple of changes, and we went out and did a couple of rips in it. And I think I blew a head gasket, or it's 110 over big block. So I either tore up a cylinder or something. And instead of fixing mine, we were like, why don't we just push yours and see if we can get it there? And so that's what we're doing right now. And we have a small YouTube channel called Street Car Chronicles, and we just film the chaos of which it is our life.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, it's one of the best channels out there. It's awesome. I love it. You guys, the enthusiasm you guys bring is infectious, man. It makes me want to do more stuff, man. I tell you, it's really fun.
Dude, I appreciate that, man. This guy right here, he's my right hand man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I try and do my best.
He's a bit of a ball buster, is what he is. Just call it what it is.
Yeah. Again, there's nothing like a deadline to get that busting of balls going.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure
at all. No.
All we need to do is make sure it functions and make sure it finishes. Not a big deal.
Yeah, no problem at all. Now, you guys have done, we did Race Week 21. We were all together.
Yep. Yeah, 21.
Yep. And the cart, I broke the cart, so I didn't get to finish it. So I've never finished a drag and drive. Anything I've ever done either. So finishing is a big thing. So I'm excited about this. So let's get into some of these pictures because I want you to talk about kind of the setup, what the plan is. And you guys went over this, or Ryan went over this a little bit last week, I think, on beards, burnouts, and beers on bank shift. And so I want you to kind of recap a little bit of that, but then tell us what's going on in these photos, man.
You want me, or you want me to go, or you want to go?
Well, I can't really see it.
Okay. Well, what's going on in this photo here is Dave and Jake working and me being a goofball. I'm holding the light.
Yeah. He's always been a goofball.
Yeah. And I'm being told that I'm not holding the light in the right position by both of them.
Oh, yeah.
But tell them about tell them about the setup in the truck.
So the setup is basically a 5.3 LS. It's built a little bit. We got a turbo 350 in there, and we got a 4,000 stall converter, and it's got a pro brake on it, but we're not going to use it yet. So
yeah,
it's pretty simple.
Yeah, it's got a BTR stage 2 cam. It's 11.5 to 1 compression. Carbureted, because I'm not the EFI guy, okay? Dave, the other guy in the picture, he's the EFI guy. But I wanted to teach Jake what I know first, which is carburetors and nitrous.
Yep.
And then whenever he gets to the point where he's tired of lifting heads and chewing up spark plugs and torching cylinder heads and all that kind of stuff that I like to do, then he can move up to turbos and EFI. That's eventually what he wants on the truck. And
nice.
Yeah. So
I knew I liked you, Jake.
You did something about the rear end. It's got an 8.8 in it.
Yeah, we just got a new rear end for it.
Yeah.
We got an 8.8, and it's very nice.
373 gears.
Yeah, dang, I didn't grab the. Ryan sent me a picture of the rear end, but I didn't grab it. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. Yeah, we scored that from our good friend Michael Hollis. We were going to chance the 7.5 10 bolt because I mean they can't go faster than 9.0. I thought, you know what, we can make it happen. But then I remember that he's got a right foot that's the size of my right foot, and there's a good possibility we're going to destroy the 7.5. So
well, and let's be honest, there's a lot of street driving between there, and burnouts and sudden traction are what kills rear axles.
Yeah. So this thing's got 35 spline axles. It's got a spool in it, and it's got strange axles in it. Like it's nice stuff. It's got 9-inch ends. It's got strange brakes on it. And we I bit the bullet, bought the Calvert split Model E's for it. We're gonna go ahead and give it the best chance that it's got to where he can grow into it and add more power.
Yeah.
Right. Jake, how old are you?
I am 13. I just turned 13 in October.
Yeah.
Man, think of Ryan, think back. Now, I got to drive a truck at 14, and I literally burned the right tire bulb. My uncle said I could do a burnout, and I just wouldn't stop. Would you? You probably would have done the same thing at 13 or 14, I would imagine.
Oh, dude. Okay. My grandfather went blind when I was 10, and I used to hang out at grandparents' house all the time. And one day when I was 11, my grandfather came out and said, I really need to run to Eckerd's and get our medicine. And I was like, He's like, hop in the car and I'm going to teach you how to drive. And secretly for a year and a half, I drove my grandfather to run his errands.
Yes.
And then I used to, once I got comfortable, I get the old one wheel peel, turning right with the in the Caprice Classic was quite fun.
Annihilating that tire. Yeah. Grandma's like, what is happening here? I don't know.
My grandfather would always just grit his teeth, and he would look straight ahead and go, "You're going to blow the U joints clean out of this thing." And I was like, hey. I'd say, "How bad do you want to go to how bad do you want to go to Eckerd's?"
Yeah, you're like, listen, I need to do some burnouts. So for folks that don't know, walk us through. 13 years old seems pretty young to be drag racing, especially on a drag and drive, but I love it. I think it's one of the coolest classes that's out there. So tell us about this class.
So it's basically for kids 13 to 16, and it's just kids competing versus kids, and the parents drive us to the tracks, and then we compete at the tracks, and then they drive us to the next one. It's a really cool little class, and I am really excited for it.
Yeah, he wanted to race against Blaine. He was
just missed it.
Yeah, and I didn't have the nerve to tell him back then that, hey buddy, he's going to be older than you by the time you get to that point. But I was like, hey, we'll get there, buddy. You can race him. And of course, obviously he realized that he aged out. But I was like, there's going to be plenty of other competition, which is really cool because we actually we put on an all truck event, and one of our competitors, Levi Holt, him and his daughter are coming to run in the junior street event, and they're Maverick. So, I mean, and then I don't know if Hollis is going to be able to make this one, but you get to that point where your kids are old enough to do things, and it's actually more fun to watch them do it than you to do it yourself. You know, it's just, it's awesome. It's
well, and it's our ability to be able to teach them something. You know, my 15-year-old daughter knows everything. My 12-year-old daughter doesn't know everything yet. So our goal is for her to do junior street next year. So I'm excited. It's really, you know, big shout out to Matt Frost for kind of leading the charge on that, man. It's so cool to see that. So what's the, you know, are you quarter mile? Are you eighth mile? What's your ET range? All that stuff.
So it's 8th mile, and the ET is 9 flat. That's the fastest you can go. But the first day you set your ET, and you have to set out a goal to stay that same exact ET every single day for the whole week.
or slower.
Or slower, yes. You can't go any faster.
Yeah.
So is it like DYO? I can't remember. It's like it's based on your difference, right? Like your spread. Yeah. That's cool, man. So do you think the truck will go faster?
I do think the truck will go faster. We'll have to slow it down just a little bit.
That's gonna be the biggest problem. You might catch me with a block of wood and some zip ties underneath that driver's seat. And it may not be because it's going too fast, maybe because my nerves are shot.
Oh yeah. Well, and looking here, it looks like he's got some junior street seat time, maybe, right?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. Well, this picture here is getting his NHRA license last weekend.
Yep.
Cool.
Last weekend we had to do 6 passes, and I got it done. So
yeah, he did good. He was poised. It's over the course of the end of last year, I started letting him drive my truck. When we were at our truck race, when it was all said and done, I said, "Hey, hop in the driver's seat. Let's because we had free reign of the track. Let's go down there and let's make a few passes and get you acclimated." And he did really well. You know, I was exhausted because it was a very long couple of days.
Yeah.
And so my nerves were a little shot. So in the video, I'm like, "Don't do this, don't do that." Oh, you know, I sounded like I sounded horrible. But yeah, each pass he got better. And so we ended up, we do a Christmas cruise every year, and it's a pretty fun little deal. We just get together with everybody with hot rods and cruise around. Well, this year we decided to meet up at a drag strip and ended at a drag strip and then put on a little shootout. You know, he hopped in the driver's seat. I let him drive, and he went consistent, and he was working on his light, did really good. And we go out to this deal, and it's the first time back in the seat since probably December, right?
Yeah.
And we had planned on taking my truck, obviously, but we had the issue, and his truck wasn't ready, so we had to ask Mom if we could borrow her new Expedition, which is now currently in the shop for a transmission issue. Had nothing to do with this, I promise.
Not at all.
Yeah. We robbed it and came up there and got in the back parking lot. There's a lot of area there. If you've never been to the Motorplex, you can do what you need to do. And so I ran him through the motions, and we went up there, and he just went bang, 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 bang. And I really didn't have to tell him anything. And yeah, as a parent, it's hard not to helicopter, especially in that situation.
Yeah.
Especially when your wife will kill both of you when you come home and she's got, wall rash on her car.
Yeah.
But the last pass he did phenomenal with me in it, and then Eric out there at the track hopped in there, and he went A to B and no problems, no issues, and it's first one in the family NHRA licensed.
Yep.
Hey. See, we always try and give our kids better than what we had.
That's right.
Well, I'm excited about this truck, man. I think it's going to be really cool, especially like the story. Obviously first trucks and cars are always important to car guys, no matter what. But this one's neat, man. This one's, regular cab, first gen S10, short bed. Like this truck could really get down, especially, there's a lot of really fast S10s out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's definitely got the potential. That's for sure.
Yeah.
In the future, yes.
In the future,
yeah.
It's right now that thing should run. We've got some friends with some similar setups, and I was thinking maybe like some 780s, 790s, but I've been told that be prepared for 740s.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I was like, oh, that's not good.
Right.
So
we need to go a lot slower.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, but I mean, I got to say this though. The thing about this truck is it's not just really an extension of Jake. It's not an extension of me. It's an extension of every person who has helped out, because we have not done this on our own. We have had a ton of support And just recently, as of yesterday, Michael Hollis had made us a deal on the rear end, and he was like, "Hey, what are you guys going to do? You guys going to carry your stuff in the bed of the truck?" And I was like, "Well, that was the plan when we were taking my C10, and it had plenty of bed space. And now we've got a 20-gallon fuel cell in the bed of an S10, so it's getting a bit narrow." Anyway, he was like, "Hey, I've got a drag and drive trailer that I built last year or the year before." He goes, "It's not being used. Why don't you guys take it?" I'm like, "Really?"
Wow.
He goes, "Yeah, take it. It's got extra parts in it. Yeah, I run LS stuff. It's got tools. It's got a spare tire. It's multi-pattern." So he really stepped up. And then we're needing a few extra parts that we don't have yet. I'm waiting on Jegs to drop off some things, but there's some parts that we haven't acquired yet because it's like anything else. You start really dumping $1,000 a week into something, the budget gets tight. And, me being the guy who's like, let's do it once.
Mm-hmm.
But then
that'll get you.
Yeah, that gets you every time. So he put out an APB on the internet for us yesterday, and he has a hell of a reach. And so many people have reached out, and like I was like, he goes, "Give me a list of things you need." I'm like, you know what? I never realized the truck doesn't have a headliner in it. We're gonna die in that truck without entering a headliner. And some guy today last night messaged and said, "Hey, I have a brand new headliner that is not going to fit in my truck now that I put a cage in it. And it's wrapped in Gucci, and it's real Gucci." And I would have sent you that picture had I had it, but we picked it up today, and it's Gucci, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, you're fancy. And the truck's green. Like what's the truck name now?
So it used to be Slimer, but I think I have a new name for it, and I think it's going to be Dollar Tree.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's awesome.
Is it caged?
No, it's not yet. No, it's very much just it was because it was all when we started the journey on this thing, it was let's just make it a clean. We had all intentions of let's strip it down, paint the frame, let's paint the truck. And then we moved out here. At the time we bought it, we lived in the city. We had a 2-car garage. There just really wasn't enough space. And then we moved out here, and we live in East Texas now, and we've got property in a shop. So we're like, hey, let's strip it down. Let's do it all over. And then we realized real quick that we ain't about that life. As much as we want to be, we're not. We're just like, hey, you know what? Let's just get it going. Let's go have fun with it. And then as the years go by, make it better and better and better.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and the cool thing is now, Jake, you're a young man. The cool thing is you got a lot of time ahead of you too, and Eric and I talked about this, how fun it is, especially with what you guys are doing, documenting so much stuff with the YouTube channel. Again, Street Car Chronicles on YouTube. Please go subscribe. The ability to document that, spending that time together, obviously that's a big deal. But then as you go and as you learn, like you're not starting with a truck that's out of your league and working your way up to that. You're now taking a truck that's probably, by the time you're done with Mega Week, you're gonna be like, okay, can we go see if it'll run one of those 750s? Can we do that, please? Yeah. So it's going to be fun to see that, and that's a truck, and you put those things into 4s pretty easy.
Oh, dude. And here locally, they have a class called Slow Street that juniors can run here. And they actually allow an 8.0 cap. So we'll go there and get a little bit faster and get a little bit faster. And like the transmission that's in the truck was a good friend of mine, Jacoby. He had a donk car that we built a couple years back, and he decided
Jacoby Betts Performance.
Oh yeah, no, not him. I can't remember Jacoby's last name.
Me either.
Dang it, that escapes me. That's bad.
Well, sorry, buddy. Anyways, Jacoby Betts Performance, dude out of Texas, also great guy.
Yes, he is. Yeah, absolutely. But he had this transmission and he had it built. It's built to the hilt. It's turbo 350, but it's got an ultra bell. It's got billet parts in it. It's got a pro brake. Like it is racked and stacked. He had a brand new FTI converter. Yeah, and he made him. He's like, tell Jake if he needs a transmission, I'll make him a smoking deal. And it was unbelievably good price.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's very nice. Very nice transmission. I've never had anything that nice. I'm kind of jealous. It's fine.
Well, and the cool thing is too, just sitting here thinking like Jake's earning this. He's earning the money to buy these parts and things like that. That's a huge win for him, as he grows up and learns that it takes that kind of work to put into cars, and you got to work, get that money, and then go from there.
Man,
it costs a lot of money.
it's been painful, isn't it?
I learned real quick.
Hey, he learned about loan sharks in this whole ordeal as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he needed
Is
a little.
His dad a loan shark?
Yeah, he's got a loan shark. He's 10 years old. He's in the other room.
Oh.
And he's charged him 9% interest on the $100 loan. He literally he'll walk to the house and be like, hey, tomorrow we tag on another 9%. And Jake paid some down on it, but the interest just came right back, didn't it? Yeah, that's life right there.
Yeah, that'll get you every time.
Every time.
Man, I love the S10. I love the story where you guys are. I don't know if I've said this publicly, but you guys are one of the folks we're going to follow on Mega Week. I'd like to touch base every day, see how the story's going, see how the truck's running, see where you stand. I think the Junior Street class is amazing. I think it's going to be a ton of fun to watch. And then, obviously, you guys are a blast to hang out with. So I got to have a reason to come over and hang out with you guys.
Dude, looking forward to it, man. Really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting that feeling again of race week. It was an awesome experience, and I can't wait to hang out with everybody. And I can't wait to hang out with this dude on the road in a small S10. I'm 6'2", 285 pounds.
Yeah. So is it bench seat or buckets?
Oh. It's bench, and it doesn't tilt. So he's making a big deal of that.
Hey, I never understood how important the tilt was until I got my big butt in there.
Yeah. Why does the steering wheel rub my belly?
Oh my God, it's so bad.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Well, I want to switch gears just real quick. I want to talk about Beards, Burnouts, and Beer that is on Bank Shift. You are a co-host on there. You're on there all the time. Dude, I love it. It's sadly, I have to watch it later because you guys come on the same time, which I love because, listen, we're cramming this drag and drive down people's throats, man. Yep. I love it. So tell us what you guys cover. Tell us when, all this stuff. What's going on?
Man, we A to Z. It depends on where me and Chad's and Aaron's minds are that day. Aaron is what I call he's become he's the driver of the bus. Me and Chad are more like the children in the back that are wired up on cotton candy and couldn't find our way home if we had to. But we talk about everything. I mean, Chad, he has either known everybody or been around everybody tenfold. So he's always got some great stuff to talk about. I just, I have a blast with it. I met him on race week that day, and I actually have met him multiple times throughout life, but just so happened that last day, we met down in the lobby, had some breakfast, and we've been friends ever since, and I really enjoyed this friendship. It's good people. There's Michael Hollis in the comments right there, my homies. Yeah, that's right. That's I've known him. Okay, so cool story about him. I've known this dude since he was like 15. We used to throw him in the truck with me and my buddy and take him street racing back in the day. And that bad little Nova he's got, I remember that thing when it was running 850s. I love that he still has it, and it's just as fast as it is. But it's one of those things you look back on, and he told me the other day, he said, man, if you have any troubles on the road or you need an engine or something, you call me. We'll make sure it happens because I want Jake to be able to finish race week. And he has no idea how much that meant to me. This stuff is so much more than cars. It is. It is so much more than cars. And forever indebted to all the people that have helped out. My buddy Dave has put in countless hours. Dave and his son Carson. My buddy Richie donated him a brand new set of drag radials today. Thomas Higgins from Moonshiner Garage has driven up from Waco, helped us countless times now, and sponsored him, gave him some money to put towards his deal. PJ Scholes, he gave him a brand new carburetor. I met a guy on RMRW, Daniel Clark. He messaged me and said, hey, do you have shock extender brackets for long travel on the front? And I said, no, we haven't got that far yet. And he goes, I've got a set I'm not going to use. give me your address, I'll ship them to you. And he sent them to me. I never met the guy.
That's awesome.
Michael Pollan, I've known him and Tom Gunner throughout life, here and there at the track. But yesterday didn't hesitate to post up, hey, let's help this kid out, and I appreciate everybody. It's an awesome thing to see. You spend a lifetime telling these kids that drag racing and the racing community is the best people you'll ever meet and you'll ever know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some bad seeds in there, but that's with anything. But for the most part, it is the best group of people you ever know. And to be able to sit back and watch my son see that unfold before my own eyes is priceless.
Well, and man, I tell the wife all the time, because, I drive all over the country. I'm like, I'm never more than 2 hours from somebody that would come save me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Bring some parts, bring some tools, whatever.
And that, if anything, going to the YouTube thing, right? That's never going to fruitate for me. But the friendships that I've made from it, I mean, I have a safety net in like 6 different states that I know that if I needed something, those people are going to be right there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's 100%. Amazing. I can't wait, man. I'm ready for some new memories. I'm ready for some videos. I'm sure it's going to be a fun show for your old man. You're going to do fantastic.
So what's the plan? Are you going to are we going to have daily videos? We're going to recap. We're going to do one big one. What's the plan? Do you guys have a plan so far?
So we are in the morning. We're on Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0. So we're going to try and get daily videos out. So since we're in the morning, we'll get to the hotels pretty early, hopefully. And he can start editing him.
If we don't have any problems along the way, that's the plan.
Hey, the trap of the morning run is that you're going to be like, oh man, we got all this time. It's fine. We can hang out and watch our buddy run. And then you're going to be like, why is it 2 o'clock and we're just telling
Luckily, a majority of my buddies that are doing this, because we have like 5 tailgate throwdowners that are going to be in Rocky Mountain Racing, and all but I think 1 are in the morning session. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. I really wish the other guy could have got in there on the 1.0, but he was already a 2.0 guy, or the Rocky Mountain Race Week. He was already in the Race Week one, so I don't like using the 1.0, 2.0 anymore because I think they stopped using that. But we're going to leave the track as soon as we get a good pass. We're leaving.
Yeah, we're making.
Sure.
Yeah. See you guys at night. For the final round of the last cars.
Man, it's been wild. Eric and I have talked about this a bunch. Like for media guys like us, like what do we do? Is it just going to be 20-hour days for a week for us?
Yeah, I have been thinking about that because obviously being in that side of things, like you are, not the way that you are, but trying to cover an event or film an event. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's going to be brutal, man. I'm so ready for it. I can't explain how much I'm ready for it.
The only thing I can think of is if you go down to like the local ER and see if they can take and fashion a whole flat of Red Bulls and just tap right into your vein.
Just give it to me, bud.
Yeah, just run a drip. Just walk around with a deal, and if everybody asks if you're sick, say, no, I'm alive and well.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Maybe we could do, instead of like the what's the sodium drip, we just fill that with just put some caffeine pills in there, just crunch them up, Give me that thing right in the vein, bud.
You won't be able to hold a camera straight.
It'd be awesome. I'm really pumped. I think Mega Week is going to be one of the coolest events that we've ever experienced. Just the amount of cars, the amount of just taking over an entire city is going to be next level. We've never seen anything like that,
dude. It's going to be crazy. I feel bad for everybody who's having to run these events. I feel bad for Bat. It's why they're going to be so tired. It's going to be.
And just think the people that are double entering,
whoa,
it's going to be crazy.
We thought about doing it, and me run a faster class. I'm like, nope, nope.
No.
We're going to
especially for the first time out. I think let him, take the hard road and go one truck, one race, and then after, because by the end of the week you guys will have a process, all that stuff. Then next year you can maybe do both. So I want to talk about the truck real quick. Your truck.
Yeah.
I love this thing. I'm absolutely in lust with this. The wheels, the color combo, man. It just it sits right. Tell us what this thing is.
Okay, so this was a bad decision. Well, let me back that up. My Malibu was a bad decision that turned into a worse decision. This was a good decision that rapidly turned into a horrible decision, but is now just a bad decision, right? And we're back to bad decision?
Yeah.
Or is it just an okay? Anyway, back in high school, I had a truck identical to this. I sold it for some reasons, family-related stuff. I kind of always wished I had it back, and I thought I wanted a 67 Chevelle because I had one of those as my first car. When I obtained a 67 Chevelle roller, I realized that I'm too fat, tired, and broke to build that car. The Malibu, Mike, I don't know if you remember when I swapped it over to a rowdier big block than what was in it when I first met you. And it was fun, but it was also a pain in the you-know-whats. And I realized I didn't want to run valves and I didn't want to do all this stuff anymore. It wasn't as appeasing to me. But when we started messing with his truck, I thought to myself, I cannot afford to have two race cars living with me. So one's got to go. And I got rid of it. And this truck had popped up and I bought it and it had a 305, cold AC, it already been loaded, just a driver, you know? And then I took my wife out to dinner one night and we got on these country roads out here and the thermostat hung on the old 305 and I had to run it hot for about 4 miles into town. And when we got into town, I hopped out and beat on the thermostat and she went inside to get a drink. And when she came back out, I fired it back up and I'd fogged out the whole gas station. They thought I was on fire. It was quite cool.
Nice.
And then my wife's like, what's going on with all this? I was like, nothing, babe. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Hop in. And I'm like, oh shit, we got like 28 miles to go.
Oh man.
So I'm driving down the road and we are just fogging out everybody. You can't see anything behind me. Get home and I thought about it for a couple of days. I was like, it's a 305. I'm not pulling the heads off this thing. I know they're cracked. Like, let's throw some of that sealant stuff, that Blue Devil in there and see what happens. And it sealed up for about 4 or 5 miles.
Yeah, it didn't last very long at all.
Yeah, we thought we had it nipped. I was like, yes, and then poof, just started. Yeah, I was like, all right. So I was gonna LS swap it. I was actually gonna LT swap it, but then a friend of mine had a big block. And he was like, hey, I got this fresh big block. I only got like 1,000 miles on it. He's one of those guys that puts something together, a combination, runs it for a couple months and pulls it out and builds something else. Yeah, mules his truck. And so I was like, dang, that's too good of a price. So I bought it and we big block swapped it, built a new transmission, left the 8.5 in it, put a mini spool in it. Did a little racing with him last year. And then I went to go check it because we were actually supposed to have the tailgate throwdown in March, but rain pushed us back like you guys. And I was like, you know what? I need to change the axle seal on it. It was leaking. And I was like, well, let's pop the dip cover off. When I did, it was like one burnout away from grenading the rear end. The axles were twisted. The mini spool was broken into pieces. Like, I don't even know how it was still. We had just taken it on that drive. We on the Christmas cruise, it was like 225 miles.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, and that last jaunt from the track is about an hour and 20 minutes from the house. And I'm like, how did this thing survive? But anyway, so I had a 12 bolt that my buddy Chad from Square Body Stuff YouTube channel had given me about 1.5 years ago when we went up there and stayed with him for a couple of days. So we pulled it out and dressed it up and got it in the truck and put some cow tracks on it. And it was running pretty decent for what it was, but I don't know what happened. I think a bouncer, I've got a vibration in it that showed up out of nowhere. And then that's when it started running a little funky and pushing water. And I'm like, all right, I knew when I bought it that it was a decent price because it was 110 over, so yeah, it was a crapshoot, but we're working on a plan. I've got another big block acquired. We're probably going to do a 496.
Sweet.
And then we'll probably do a 400 with a gear vendor.
Yeah, dude. See, and then it'll be a perfect truck.
Then it'll be perfect. Well, yeah,
just a cruiser.
If the AC's back on it, that's the thing. I never got the AC back on it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have the AC on it, man. Listen, you're of an age that you need AC. Believe me, I live there.
Yeah, dude.
Black, and you live in Texas,
buddy. Listen, AC is a very crucial part of my life, and I'm going to be without it for 7 days, 8 days with you in that truck. Oh my god!
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, 918 Motorsports has a LS and a Pro Charger with that.
Man, listen, if I win the Steve Morris giveaway, it's going to have a Magnuson 454 LSX. Let's just say I'm about to be head to toe with SM all over me. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. All right. Well, I want to invite you to stay on with us, and we've got a couple more topics here to talk about. Again, I said I watch your stuff all the time over there. I know you're a great co-host. So if Jake is cool, you stay on with us, kind of give your thoughts on some of these things too. This would be pretty easy stuff. But again, big shout out to Molly Motorsports for being part of our program here. Love those guys over there, and guys, thanks so much for being our race car friends, man. We can't do this without you guys. We keep saying it all the time, but we really do appreciate it. All the comments tonight, all the shares, all the stuff that's out there. You guys have been amazing. And then thank you to our sponsors. Without them, we really can't do this. Eric and I are looking at travel all the time, trying to figure out where and when we can go and how we can do it and how we get to the Drag and Drive Awards at the end of the year and afford PRI booths. And it's because of these folks right here support us. So we can't do all of that without them. So if you are taking the time and spending some money or even shopping, please go over and try and shop with these guys. Summit Racing, Deech Works, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV. You got to watch that for sure. Power Fest coming up with Pinks, and then Sweet Patina and Racing Junk Classifieds. Thank you guys so much again. We'll see you very, very soon.